Just wanted to pop on today and talk to you about how I'm feeling and all of that jazz, and some of the comments that have been left for me, which have been very nice. But I know there's a couple now, and I'm sure they must be a lot stronger than what I am. And a couple of comments are talking about wallowing in self pity and doing this, and there are other people out in the world that suffer as I do. And I never disputed that fact. I know they do. I know some people have had it a lot worse than I have. And I'm sure it's going to happen again in the future to many men and women out there. And I'm trying my hardest not to wallow in self-pity. I'm trying to take baby steps to move forward, to get over this, to make myself feel better. But it's different for everybody. As I said before, I'm sort of emotional and always have been, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I've always been in touch with my feelings, and that's just the way it is. I've spoke about low self-esteem, but it's not something that brings me down through life to a where I'm feeling depressed every day. It just is what it is, isn't it? I work around it. I've been happy in my marriage for God knows how long. It just sort of works. You just have low self-esteem, and sometimes it brings you down a little bit, but it's not controlling my life. It's not like I'm dwelling on it at all. It just is what it is. But when you're going through a bad phase in your life, you're gonna think about your low self-esteem a little bit more than all your positives out there, and that's just the natural way of things, I think, or for certain people at least. Um, there was another comment about wanting to hear the other side of the story from my wife, and if she was if she was to tell the story like it was, she would have her words to say. And there is two different sides to a story, but this is not about that story about how we broke up. I touched on it briefly, and go back to one of my earlier videos, and it will you'll hear me saying this is why we broke up, and it was my fault. But there's no. I'm not making these videos to attack her. I don't think she's a bad person. What I'm doing is talking to you guys and girls to just log my journey about me, about how it's affected me, the aftermath of being dumped or separated, divorce, whatever you want to call it. It's that reason why I'm making these videos, to document it, if you will, and just to let you know how I'm feeling from one moment to the next. And your emotions are up and they're down. Like I say, this morning I've been feeling pretty fucking pants, to be honest with you. It was a fair night's sleep, but I come to work early and have my cup of tea and breakfast just here and whatnot, and I couldn't finish my breakfast. I just went into a bit of a daze, and I had fucking tears streaming down my face. But I couldn't put my finger on what it was. There wasn't one specific reason why I was feeling that way. But that's how it's been this morning. And this is what I'm getting at. It's every day is different. Some days I feel better than others, and I have these things that come into my mind, and I want to talk about them. But I'm doing my best not to wallow in self-pity and just dwell on it too much. But sometimes it can't be helped. But I am trying to move forward, baby steps, 1 minute at a time, isn't it? And there's a lot of comments that reflect that. And I appreciate the nice ones out there that have stuck with me and understand where I'm coming from. That's quite nice. But like I say, I'm stumbling over my words today because I don't know how to get it all out. Mine's everywhere at the minute, and I'm hoping it'll clear off and I'll have a bit of a better day. But yeah, today feels pretty weird. Yesterday, I mentioned this. I got a phone call from the hospital, and because I had to wear one of them gadgets that measures your sleep thing for sleep apnea, and now I'm officially got sleep apnea, and I've got to go and pick up a machine on Tuesday, so that's going to be interesting. But I know that can have detrimental effects on your blood pressure and such, like, you know, stopping breathing in your sleep. It's not good. So hopefully with this machine I'll get on top of that. Yeah, so that's my today's update. Sorry, I know it's a bit all over the place, but yeah, I'm not feeling 100% today, but I'm hoping through the day and tomorrow maybe I'll start to feel a bit more myself again. But at the minute, I don't know, emotions and everything all over the place. So strange, very strange. But yeah, give me a like and a follow and all that good stuff if you want to follow my journey a little bit further. And I'll speak to you tomorrow.